Our hot topic centers around yesterday's event. I'll have the absolute pleasure of being invited to Epiphany Sessions, which is, we talked about relationship solutions. That was volume 1. I guess that means there's going to be more volumes. Man, it was a great session. And I invited one of the panelists to our show today to discuss some of the things we went over. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring her on, Miss Latrina Sam Johnson. She is the CEO of Speaking About Mediocrity, empowerment consulting firm. Ms. Johnson, are you there?
I am. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I know you probably didn't get much rest like myself.
That is correct. It was a long, interesting, great night and a very early rise, so that's okay.
Absolutely. That's all right. Well, listen, I want to get started. Tell us a little bit first before we talk about yesterday's event. And by the way, Epiphany Sessions is brought to us by Ms. Chishala Chibuye. I call her Shala. Lovely lady. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about Speaking About Mediocrity and your firm. What is it about, and who can it benefit?
Sure. And SAM, S-A-M, is an acronym for Speaking Above Mediocrity. It is an empowerment global firm, and it's to empower and inspire women globally all over the world. My market has reached as far as South Africa, New Zealand, as well as many of the states within the United States. And I do life coaching as well as seminars and workshops. Although it is geared specifically for women, men can greatly benefit from it as well.
So yesterday, what did you get from yesterday? I that was, believe it or not, I've done a lot of things in my life. I've never been on a panel before. What did you get out of our discussion yesterday?
Well, it was a lot of fun. I love dialogue. I love when we come together and we talk about relationships. It's one of the fundamental principles that everybody can relate to is relationships. And so when we come together, especially men and women, when we come together to provide solutions to make the relationship last or to make the relationship better or to try to find out what are the problems that's keeping us apart, I think that's just a great forum to have all together. But I think we had a wonderful exchange. A lot of people have great ideas. There are different ideologies as to what is a relationship, what is a marriage, should there be marriage, and just to actually come and just to begin to talk about it, especially within the African-American community where we have so many couples that's marrying. So I think it's a topic that we need to discuss, a topic we need to address. We don't need to bury our head in the sand, but actually to address it. So I thought it was great.
I would agree with you 100%. One of the things that I realized having listened to the audience for a couple hours is that, we are missing as a culture, and I can't speak for others, so I'll just stay in my comfort zone. We are really missing God from many aspects of our lives, and I think, from what I've gotten from listening, man, that's where we got to get back to if we're going to begin to any of these issues.
I totally agree with you because I think one of the key problems is understanding what is marriage, why was marriage created, and we have to understand that marriage was created by God and getting back to His principles, His reasons for marriage, and just begin to live the reason. It's so simple because God gave us a blueprint. He gave humans a blueprint to follow to make sure that we have a successful life, a successful existence. But throughout history, we've gone so far away from His blueprint to the reason why we have all the problems that we have within our community.
Wow, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We have gone so far away, but hopefully with dialogue and events like that, we can start to put those things out on the table. And one of the things I was happy about though is people were willing to talk. And we may not have agreed on the same ideologies, but we were willing to talk in a civilized manner and listen to other people's point of view. So that was very cool, and I hadn't been to many events, especially with relationship as a topic, where people could actually listen to others.
I totally agree, and I think although we may have had some disagreements, I think one common agreement is that everyone wants love. Everyone, when
Absolutely.
we began to talk about love, everybody kind of agreed that that's something that we all desire to have in our life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, speaking above mediocrity, for those who are listening in, and I know everybody wants to know, how can they follow up with you and follow you and possibly enter in some of your programs? What's the best way for people to find you, Ms. Johnson?
You can go to my website, which is www.speakabovemediocrity.com. You can also find me on Facebook. A lot of my clients come to me via Facebook, which is Latrina Sam Johnson. I'm also on Twitter. My next event coming up is actually on February the 12th, which is going to be very exciting. And because it's actually another relationship type of forum. It's called A Single and Married Woman's Perspective on Love and Marriage. Myself, along with life coach Tangi Henry, she's married. She's been married for 12 years, and I'm single and I've never been married. So we're going to have a forum on, because a lot of times we just have either a panel of all singles or a panel of all marriages, of people that's married. But this time, actually, she's going to give a perspective of marriage. I'm going to give a perspective of being single, which is going to be February the 12th. But definitely go to www.speakabovemediocrity.com.